All right, hello, fifth graders. This right now is the week of 615 day 2 work. It is review work. It should say 5G2 at the top. This is part of the packet that spanned from 6-1 to 6-8 to 6-15. First of all, before we get started, great job to everybody. We almost made it all the way through distance learning. I know it's been a long time. I know it has not been ideal and it's been hard for a lot of us, but great job, you guys. We're almost done, and I've seen a lot of great work from a lot of different students. So keep it up, you guys. We are so close. I am very proud of you. All right, let's get started. We are reviewing coordinate planes, and we did some coordinate planes work a couple months ago, and we are just going to be reviewing that right now. The biggest thing I would remind you before we get started is that you always have to write your coordinate planes as x and then y. The way that I like to think about it is you have to walk over to the tree and then up. And you always are going to label it with those parentheses and that comma in between. So let's get started on number 1. What are the coordinate points of A, B, and C? My strategy thinking of this is I'm just going to write them out. And I'm going to see which answer matches with my work. All right, starting with A. Going over, then up, I have 1 and 1. I label it correctly. I'm looking. Automatically, I know that C and D are out. All right, let's go to B. Over 3, up 1. This is giving me a hint that the answer is B, but I'm going to still check my C to make sure that it is right. C. To go over and then up. That puts me with 1, 3. Does that check off? Yep, my answer is B. Great work, you guys. I'm going to leave that up for a second, then I'm going to erase that part so we can start in the next one. All right, if point Z is located at 5, 3, which point is it closest to? So first of all, we just need to plot point Z, and then see which one is closest to. So again, we go 5 over and 3 up. I'm going to plot it right there. I'm going to remember to label it Z. And then we see that the point that is closest to is D. We can label that, go over and then up, making that 4, 3. Label that correctly. All right. Use the grid below to determine how much money would be earned after working 5 hours. All right. Let's get started. So I'm just going to plot my trends that I'm seeing here. So after 1 hour of work, 1 is my X, there are $20. So after 2 hours, it is 40. Starting to see a pattern. After 3, it is 60. So before I can get to 5, I know I need to get to 3. So I see with every 1 added to the X, there's 1 more. So with 4, I know it's going to be 1 more. And then with every 1 added to the X, I see that the Y value goes up 20. So I know from 4 to 5, add 1 to the X, 20 to the Y. See my pattern there? And with 5, it would be 5, 100. So I can go ahead and plot that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plot for 4 at 80 as well to complete our line. And you can see how that perfectly matches up. My line is not perfect, but the plots are. So the answer is $100 would be earned after 5 hours. All right, great job there. Feel free to pause if I'm going a little bit too fast. I apologize. I am going to erase this part right here. All right, last one. Heather drew a square that was 9 square units starting at the point 3,5. Draw the square that Heather could have drawn. Be sure to label the points. All right. I automatically am going to think about how we can get to 9 square units. I know that area equals base times height. So I know if the area of the square is 9, there have to be two numbers that would multiply to that. I'm thinking in my head there's only one possibility of how we could get to that by multiplication. That's going to be for them both to be 3. And we know that they have to be the same because the square, the sides are all the same. So I know that all the sides of this unit have to be 3. And I'm thinking of starting from this point, but I know it can't go 3 over because there's not room. So I know I'm going to have to plot my point right here. Because then 1, 2, 3 units. To label that point, I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to name it N. And to label point N, it is 5, 0. I did that just because I'm testing you. Remember, we go over and then up. The actual name of the plot is 0, 5. Good job if you caught that. All right, 1, 2, 3 down. Because again, I know that both sides have to be 3. I'm going to name this one L. To label L, we go over and then up. So that one is going to be 0, 2. All right, and then 1, 2, 3 to complete that square. So I'm going to name R. 1, 2, 3. That works. Let's name point R. 3 over, 2 up, 3, 2. Let's complete the square. I'm going to check it and count it to make sure there actually are 9 square units in there. And there are 9 square units. 3 times 3 is 9. And that works. Great job, you guys. Keep up the great work. I'm very proud of you all.